Hi, I'm Harry Turner from AusIMM. Today I'm sitting down with Fran Burgess, Ausenco's process manager here in Queensland. Fran is a highly experienced leader who has held a number of senior executive positions throughout her career. Fran is a metallurgist by background and has qualifications in economics, environmental science and business too. Fran has also been a long-standing member of AusIMM for a remarkable 46 years and has held many committee positions with us here at AusIMM. We wanted to find out a little bit more about Fran's career journey, her approach to on-site technical challenges, and how she goes about getting the best out of high-performing teams. Welcome, Fran. Thanks for joining us. Can you tell me a little bit about your professional background and how you arrived at your current role with Ausenco?
I started in the industry when I was a young girl. I went into a plant and fell in love. And I went home to Dad and I said to his dad that whatever they do in there, I'm going to do it. And he said, they don't take ladies. And I said, they'll take me. So I changed my life that day and worked really hard and diligently at maths and science. I started as a cadet metallurgist with North Broken Hill Limited in Broken Hill and worked in Broken Hill for 22 years and then did a number of roles outside of Broken Hill. And now I work at Ausenco, which is an engineering consulting firm, as everyone knows. And for me, it's how do we operate on the other side of the fence and learning stuff every day and working with a team of young engineers to achieve wonderful things.
Fran, how do you ensure that safety is front of mind every day for you and your teams?
So on all mine sites, we have a pre-start meeting and we go through what's happened yesterday and what's going to happen today, and we discuss it as a team so that they have a bit of an idea what's coming. They also need to have read the procedure or the job safety and environment analysis. If they're starting a shutdown, have faith that people will follow the rule. Once they know what the rules are, be consistent and apply them consistently, and that's what you do.
So safety seems to be partly about process and partly about the culture that you're creating.
Culture is very important when you come to safety.
Yeah.
They have to be prepared to tell you there's problems, and they won't if they're punished.
Yes.
So you've got to make it a no-blame system and they'll report everything. Report the hazards. That's the first key thing. If you're starting from scratch, do hazard reporting, and because they'll mitigate that hazard once they see it. Don't ask them to give you a number of how many a day they're going to do, because they'll just tick and flick stuff. But if you say, right, every team has to be looking for hazards, and the next day you ask for them. What was important about the hazards, or what stood out for your team about the hazards?
And that goes back to your leadership style, doesn't it? Because you're respecting people enough to give them that responsibility.
Yeah. You can't treat them like children. They're not children. And you've got to make sure that they'll take responsibility for themselves in the field.
You've been a member of AusIMM's Women in Mining Networks. Can you tell me a little bit more about how you've seen female representation in the resources sector change throughout your career?
This is an interesting question because when I started, I was it.
Yeah.
And I was it for a very long time. For 15 years, I was the Lone Ranger. So it's changed a lot. Now we're seeing a lot better representation of girls going into STEM subjects. We're seeing them go into STEM university courses. And up at UQ this year, 50% of the people in chemical engineering are girls. So that is what's changed. When I said I was going to be a metallurgist, my teachers were horrified. You know, they wanted me to be an English history major. And I said, no, I want to be a metallurgist. But they don't have girls. My whole family said they don't have girls. And I said, well, that's what I want to do. And, my mum still thinks I'm crazy. But she's very proud, but she thinks I'm crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a few people in positions like yours that kind of take the first step and allow other people to follow, allow other women to come into the sector over time.
Yeah. For me, it was, I couldn't do anything else. I just had to.
Just drawn to it.
Yeah, it's a vocation for me.
Absolutely. So further to that question, Fran, what are your tips for fostering an inclusive team culture?
I use the FISH philosophy.
Yep.
I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
No, tell me about it.
It's a book written by someone that worked at there's a fish market in Seattle.
Right.
And there's 4 key things. First one is when you go to work, choose your attitude.
Yes.
Second one is for your team, be there for them. The third one is make their day. And the fourth one is have fun.
Fantastic.
So that's my philosophy, you know.
Absolutely.
That underpins everything I do with people.
And it's an active decision every single day.
Every single day.
Yeah, every single day. Fantastic. Fran, you're particularly passionate about leading highly skilled expert teams. How do you foster collaboration and motivate teams of expert professionals?
So you've got to work on the culture. You've got to understand the people that you have. What are their strengths and weaknesses? They've got to understand what are their strengths and weaknesses. And working together to achieve a goal. So it can be done with a burning platform where, you know, if we don't do this, we're in big trouble. Or it can be done, you know, in a project scenario like we work at Ausenco. And you are motivated by a common goal. We want to achieve this, but you've got to open that up. You can't just be in those meetings about process and about engineering all the time. You've got to, you know, go to lunch on Tuesdays as a team. We do values moments for our meetings every day, and we have a gold star system for the best one for the week. And the winner goes out for coffee, you know, with me or one of the team leads. So it's about motivating them, getting them to realise they're valued, and getting them to have a voice. It's very important that people are allowed to make choices, make decisions, and that you're not ordering them to do stuff all the time. Treat them like adults.
Yes.
Independent adults, and absolutely love them, care for them. For me, it's caring is a big part of, you know, my philosophy of life, I suppose. And it can take years sometimes to change culture, but it's really important that you value the people.
Yes.
And you're happy to see them and you smile at them.
Yes.
And that you give them the ability to come and see you and talk to you and talk about their issues if they've got issues. Everyone's got issues, but it's about opening yourself up to them and being as authentic as you can.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And that would be so important in those highly technical, highly skilled expert teams to respect people's contributions and give them the chance to make them, I suppose.
Very much so.
Well, thank you, Fran. It was fantastic to hear about your career and get some insights, some leadership advice and some perspectives from you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Harry.
Be sure to check out our website for all of the latest content from AusIMM. Visit www.ausimm.com.